Look what happens in the first year of life. You develop 1,000 to 100,000 synapses. The brain grows 2.5 to 3 times its size. And the brain itself, the volume of the brain increases 101% in the first year, with a 15% increase in the second year. Now, this is the thing that's amazing. The cerebellum, where those pre-programmed proprioceptive feedback loops that we talked about, where the milestones and the primal reflexes all start in the first year of life, goes 240%. So you're talking about a basically, if that was a computer, you're talking about a computer bank, a memory system that develops that if you buy a computer, right, and you don't buy a computer with enough memory or enough or fast or big enough hard drive, what happens is the computer gets overloaded, it gets overwhelmed, it slows down, it gets sluggish. Well, imagine if you take a brain that doesn't allow the cerebellum to develop correctly in that first year of life. What happens when they're trying to compute, make input, make changes? That system will break down, which is why very often kids will get diagnosed with developmental delays somewhere around age 3 or 4 when there's more input that has to be processed. It's kind of think about your computer hard drive. 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, you're putting more information in it. It gets filled up. So then 3 years down the road, it breaks down. It doesn't work. Same thing happens to kids' brains. If the developmental system, the cerebellum, and those pre-programmed proprioceptive feedback loops and those milestones and all that neurology is not developing right, when the system gets put under stress and more information is piled into the system and more information is need to be put out of the system, kids have to use their prefrontal cortex, the system breaks down. And we're starting to accept that as being okay. We're moving milestones like speech out so kids don't have to speak in the first year of life. They don't have to utter 2 words. They keep moving out. Speech is all developed in the prefrontal cortex. That's a system that should be developed and should be set in a foundation as the body develops from the primal brain to the midbrain to the prefrontal cortex. That's a normal developmental milestone.